this is the regular Health and Safety Committee meeting.
Call Health and Safety to order at 6 o'clock. Members present are Dan Wireball, Steve Young, Mark McKeever, and myself, Chair. The first item up is public participation. Any public participation for the Health and Safety Committee? Seeing none, next item is approval of your minutes from the August 4th, 2022 regular Health and Safety Committee meeting. I entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Mr. Wireball, a second by Mr. McKeever. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Next is a police and dispatch contract. Are we looking over at you or over at you?
Well, I'll start.
Okay.
I have to finish, but I think we're ready at the next council meeting to do an executive session. We talked about the police and dispatch contract, so it's really all we need tonight.
Just to let us know that we want to put that on our agenda for the next full council meeting
To go into executive
to go into executive session.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Next item is the PD bulletproof glass and drywall. You had a quote that was provided by the chief that we saw on Tuesday night. Did you have any further on that, Mr. Wagner?
I'm not opposing to it. For the safety of them downstairs, I really think we need to continue to look at where we're at, and I would probably wait another month or two to see where we are financially. And that would be up to you guys to decide if you think it's necessary, but in today's world, I think it's something that we should consider.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to get each of your opinions on the matter. Yeah, and I guess I'll start by saying, we did other offices in the building.
Correct.
And I think that that's, and you get angry people that come to those offices too. But I think that this is one that probably should have been included in that in the beginning. But Mr. Young, your thoughts?
I'll be honest with you, I was surprised it wasn't already.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think we just need to decide where we're going to pay from it from.
Well, that's where we're leading this conversation, I think.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. McKeever?
We need it, we just gotta find out where we're gonna get it, what funds.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with what Service Director says and everyone else, that we need to know where the funds are. I also would, well, I mean, nobody's here, but is there, I know they're sitting behind that little window, and can we put distance between them before, would we have a camera out there and then buzz them into the first door, and you know what I mean?
Right.
You can look on a camera and know if someone's out there going, like, hey, maybe an officer needs to cover this one or something, and rather than the dispatcher. Follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. So, and I know there's nothing you could probably do about it. I just wanted to bring that out.
Well, I think what we need to do is, I need to go back over with the chief and say, this includes that window, and I think it includes the glass that you walk in, you can slide stuff under right there. I think it includes all three areas.
Yeah.
But I would want to verify that with him, because I had him go out and get that quote.
Yeah.
So in the quote, we see one sum of $28,787 and another $41,342. Are those, I tried to understand that today, are those two separate quotes, or is one just, the Chevette and the next one's the Cadillac, or?
I'll have to check into it.
Okay.
He got it put together and then brought it to you.
Okay.
So.
Has there been any discussion of where we could pay for it from?
No.
Okay.
do you think there's anything out there that we can help? As far as any type of grants or,
Well,
this type of thing or not?
Yeah, I think that's probably on a question for the police chief. I don't know if he's looked for any grants or not. We did the rest of the building with the COVID money, and that's all been depleted. Is that correct, Joyce?
That's correct.
Okay. Any thoughts from you on where to pull any from?
I don't know. I don't know if it's something that would be covered under ARPA or not. Like I said, this got hand it off to you guys
Yeah.
before we really had a chance
Um,
to study it too much.
If that's the case, is there money in the ARPA line that could cover it?
Probably, I
Okay.
mean, the ARPA money's mainly for, how do I wanna put it?
It's really designed to make up for lost
It's
revenue.
designed to make up for lost revenue, I mean, that's what
Yeah.
we're in.
Who would bear the responsibility to check that? Would that be you or the administration?
I can check into
Can you do that and let us know? If that's a possibility, that's an easy fix. I think we all want to see it done. We just all want to make sure we're doing it.
And, you know, and I'm thinking right now, we pretty much have, you know, funds kind of spoken for in our regular budget, and we're worried about whether we're gonna be able to meet our regular budget, so.
Understood. I just, there's things that we want and things that we need and, things that should be done. And I think this is something we really need to try to make a priority if we can. I think is where we're at. So if you could check on that, we'll leave this as an open project until our next meeting. And if you find out sooner, if you shoot us or shoot me an email or,
Yeah.
and let us know, that'd be
Can do
great.
that.
Anything else on that topic from the U3? All right.
No.
Next, are there any open projects that anybody wanted to discuss in health and safety tonight?
Probably not.
All right. Any public participation for health and safety? Seeing none, we will adjourn at 6:07 PM.
It's Thursday, August 25th, 6:09 PM, and this is the regular Finance Committee meeting.
I'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order at 6:09 PM. Members present, Mark McKeever, Kevin Myers, Terry Spiegel, myself, Chair. Is there any public participation? Would you want to, I ran into this lady today and I asked her to come up here and speak, so she's gonna give you her spiel.
How you doing? City Council of Bucyrus. I am the new store manager of Shoe Sensation that is now coming here September 30th, is going to be the grand opening. So I want to be here and let you guys know that we are a member of the Chamber of Commerce and we're excited to be here. And I want every business in Bucyrus and the surrounding areas to know that Shoe Sensation wants to touch each and every business. So the biggest thing is I want a big spectacular. I want it ginormous. I've done a lot of research and I've learned through the research that Bucyrus is a very communitarian-based city. I've spoke to the Chamber of Commerce, Avery. Absolutely enjoyed my conversation with her. She gave me a lot of pointers. And then Copper Kettle, I want to definitely partner up with them. They want to partner up with me in Shoe Sensation. Even though that it is a very small business, I wanted to let them know that that's where it starts. It starts small to make us grand. And it takes a small village to make what we have now. So I'm here just to present myself and tell you that we're here, and whatever I can do for the community, please reach out to me. You're more than welcome to speak to Avery and take my cell phone number, give me a call, give me a text. I will be in the area as well. We have boots on the ground, which means we're gonna give coupons out and partner up with a lot of the businesses around here. Whoever wants to join, then by all means, they're more than welcome to give me a call, a text, an email. It doesn't matter. So that's pretty much the biggest thing. I want to partner up with whoever I can. I have spoke to Captain Sargal of the fire department, and I'm waiting for the chief to come back from vacation, even though he just started. So good for him, he deserves it. And I just want community outreach. I want to have a band. There's a lot of things that I do want to do. Have the grand opening. I want it as big, if not bigger, than the Carly Bratwurst Festival. So, yes, I do dream big, and I really want big things to happen with Shoe Sensation as we move forward. And whatever ideas you guys have, please present it to me. And I'll present my ideas to you guys. As of right now, my idea is Baker's Pizza. I know that's a huge deal. I'm waiting on a call back from Jessica because I've already spoken to Nick Fogel, and absolutely wonderful pizzeria, customer service, delicious food. That's where I'm going next, thank you. But the main thing is hometown feel. And I'm from Florida. I've done a different shoe place in Tanger Outlets, Daytona Beach. I wasn't impressed by the corporation of who I worked for. I'm thoroughly impressed with Shoe Sensation because of exactly what I'm doing right now today, is getting the word out through the community, helping the community, and the community helping me. We are a part of Kiwanis Club. We have boots on the ground. I want to partner up with the vets to help them. I want to partner up with the institutions that have anybody that needs a specific shoe that we might be able to offer. So that's pretty much what I'm here for, and just wanted to say hi to everybody, and thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it. God gave me Mr. Wireball, and I'm just fighting it, and there you go.
Okay, I got two things, and then you're released.
I could talk forever.
I know, but that's good. I love your enthusiasm, and I hope it's contagious throughout the community. You need people, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
are hiring people, so
Yes,
when
sir.
is your, when and where is your employment, what is it, carnival, or what's it called?
We
Employment?
have a job fair.
Job fair, I knew it was something like that, fair, job fair.
Job fair is going to be 8:31 to 9:1. If I can, I would greatly appreciate handing them out to all of you guys. If
Yeah.
not, then
Is that Job and Family Services, is that where?
Nope,
Oh,
this is
where
actually the job fair at Holiday Inn, 1575 North Sandusky Avenue.
Okay, and your name again, and your phone number,
Cary,
right?
my last name is Bright, B as in boy, RIGHT. And my personal cell phone number is 419-370-6080.
Okay, so if anyone wants to help carry out and would like to catch some of her enthusiasm, I would greatly advise you to give her a call. So, and when Shoe Sensation comes here, go on out, check them out, so. All
Thank you
right?
very much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
And good luck to you, Megan.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, okay, now we're on to any other public participants. Oh, you just made it.
Robert Taylor, 411 Plymouth Street. I'm actually here on the behalf of a homeowner on Ranchwood Drive. I don't know if it was today or some point in time recently, a fire hydrant was installed in their yard by the city. I think water lines are running out there, I'm guessing. You guys sent letters out asking people if they wanted.
Is this finance related though? I'm just asking to make sure.
I mean,
I
no,
don't
it's
have,
not.
look, I'm here from the gym, I worked all day. The man asked me to come out here and say something. He's not a resident of the city, so he's already voiced his opinion with the city. And the guy in charge, John Ernsberger, told him, well, I could have put it 26 feet in your yard. I don't think we should be talking to people like that when we're city employees, whether the guy's a city taxpayer or not. This is, I mean, what are we doing? My point being, besides that, you sent out letters asking people if they wanted water from the city. The man didn't even have to return the letter. He did. He said no. Now, I don't know if any of the other residents on Ranchwood Drive chose to take city water. I don't care. But they put the fire hydrant in the guy's yard who clearly stated he wanted nothing to do with city water at all. If you were able to send letters out asking people if they wanted city water, could we not at least send letters out and say, hey, would you mind if we put a fire hydrant out here in your yard? And I know what the city's going to say. Well, legally, we're able to do that. Legally doesn't mean it's right. We've been down this road several times. Every time I got something to say, it's about government infringing on people's personal and property rights.
Robert.
Dan, why are you always interrupting me?
Because
Okay,
first,
do I have 3 minutes to talk or not, Dan?
it isn't about finance.
This is a committee.
Well, I just got here, and you told me to come up for public participation. You didn't tell me
Well,
why
you're talking
it was
about,
finance. But every
government
time,
is infringing on your rights.
Every time I say something up here, you want to interrupt me, sir. And if it was only about finance, maybe you should have posed that question before I came up
We did
here.
before you walked
No, you
in.
didn't say, hey, is this about finance? No, you didn't. He did to you. He didn't ask me.
Yeah, and I thought I would be kind and let you continue. Have
Well,
your
thanks for your kindness, Dan. I appreciate your kindness.
friend contact us.
He has, and you told him you could have put it 26 feet in his
Nobody, he
yard.
didn't contact me.
Why would
Thank
he
you.
contact you?
Because we're city council. All right, I'm sorry that I delved into the same. Shame on me. Okay. Any other public participation? All right. Approval of the minutes for August 4th. Have we checked those out? Everybody okay with them?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
And Terry made the motion and Kevin second. All in favor?
Aye.
And we have the approval of the minutes from the August 9th meeting, which was discussion of revenue for the city, which was an excellent meeting, I felt. But have we looked over those minutes, and everyone okay with those? If so, I have a motion to accept those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Kevin made the motion, and Mark second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Well, I think we've discussed the police and fire contract. Any more discussion on that? I guess not.
I don't think so.
Okay. Sometimes these carry through to committees, and that's why we just skip over those, if anyone was wondering. Now we're on to appropriations. Joyce had given us some appropriations here. Did you want to explain any of that, Joyce?
Yes. In the general fund, Program 1, Security of Persons and Property, in the police department, we've received $700 in donations for the K-9 unit, so we need to appropriate that to capital outlay. Then in the fire department, one of our firefighters resigned, and he is reimbursing us for expenses that were put forth for him. So there's a reimbursement that the chief asked that we put that in the salary line. So there's $5,414.49 that needs to be appropriated to personal services. Then you will see, I also gave you a copy of a letter from the police chief requesting money. When he originally talked to me, he thought maybe we could transfer it from the salary line, training and education, because they'd like to recruit through the police academy, and there's education costs involved in that. And after talking about it and reviewing it, we felt like with the changes of the contract coming up and everything, that we may not be able to afford to move it from the salary line, so I looked at the levy, and we do have funding there that we can put in training and education. So I would request that we appropriate $12,000 to the materials and supplies in the safety forces levy in the police department.
Okay.
And then from there, I believe the service director had already mentioned about we had an additional person working in the parks and the salary splits and everything. We need to appropriate $20,000 to personal services in the Park and Recreational Land Fund. And that'll cover that additional person for the rest of the year. Then in waterworks, filtration, we need to appropriate $250,000 to contractual services. This is from the settlement that we received to replace the HVAC system at the water filtration plant. And $39,000 appropriated in materials and supplies, and this is for the increased cost of chemicals and dues and subscription. And that's all I have.
Well, it sounds like we need all that stuff.
If I may.
Yes, yes.
When we went to put the 2 people in the park, we actually adjusted the street salary budget down,
Yes.
but we didn't increase the park budget enough to take the other half of that employee. And then the chemicals, some of the items we did not get bids on because the market was so changing up and down.
Yeah.
And I think when we did the budget, we actually cut $5,000 out of dues and subscriptions. And we still have one more bill to pay, which is to the EPA to operate.
Oh.
So we're short about $5,000 to pay them.
We'll probably
That's a
need that, won't we?
Yeah, just a little bit.
They like
So
that.
that's kind of where those couple things are.
I'll make a motion, we request legislation for these items and declare emergency.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we'll probably be looking at that the first meeting next month. That'll be next month. I'm not even going there. I want to, but I won't. 310 South Sandusky, the Shines Art Park wall. Oh, yeah, this was, I think is this a legal matter? The
Yeah.
Shine Art Park wall?
So I didn't find out yet if we do have an easement on that, but, I mean, you have a valid purchase option.
We do.
I'm sure you do.
We had, I remember the agreement was stated that we have first rights,
To buy it.
yes, to that property.
Right. For $100,000.
There was no dollar figure put on it. If I-
Yep, right here, ordinance 220-2016 shows option for $100,000.
Okay,
Well, that might be a bargain.
it might be, if we had
But
100,000.
what does it, that's been too far back, what does it say if we don't purchase it? What's the easement's rights?
Good legislation.
The legislation doesn't reference the easement, but
No. But I guess we probably have to see the agreement or the contract or whatever we sign with this authorized.
great.
Yeah, this legislation just said that we're authorizing the mayor to sign a contract, yeah. We need to see the contract.
Yeah, there was a contract signed, but
But it's kind of a moot point. I mean, we don't have $20,000 to do bulletproof glass. We sure as hell don't have $100,000 to buy a building. Sorry.
I think, I think it was just, well, we wanted the option to refuse, the first refusal.
And that, this was something done in 2016. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think the issue was we were putting money into that wall,
Yes.
and then if something happened to that building.
it's to protect the
Protect the wall,
and
yeah.
the park.
But, so my only question is, do we, if they wanted, there's a new owner, gonna buy this, someone's gonna buy this, do we want to do that again to protect the wall? Or do we just say, heck,
Well, and if
if
there's-
this next person just lets the building go down to nothing and,
Well, and if there's not an easement, potentially the Godwins would enter into an easement with us that could carry into a new ownership. I think that's the logical choice, but we'll leave that to our attorney to.
Or, yeah, or we need to have some sort of an agreement with the new owner.
right,
Yeah,
right.
an easement with the new owner or something, yeah.
And unrevocable.
Yeah.
This might sound really crazy because I don't know anything about anything. Is it possible, hear me out because it's going to sound really not good. Can you just purchase, like make an agreement, like we can purchase that wall from that owner? There's no way to do that?
No, I think we own the wall, don't we? We own the
We
wall.
we own the wall that was put up to support the
His
wall to
building.
his building.
Right,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And our wall.
Yes.
and our
Yes,
wall. So we're, yeah,
yes.
they're supporting each other, so,
I thought there was an easement in place.
yeah, I don't know.
We're waiting to find that out.
We'll have to find that out. So I guess we'll continue that.
Do we know what the timeline is on this? Are they looking to like sell this immediately? Do they have an interested buyer? Can this wait 2 weeks for him to find out if there's an
Kelly
easement?
told me that somebody has bid on it. He's,
Right, but we need to see this contract, we need to find out what our time to answer that is. Yeah, I don't know if it can wait 2 weeks is where I'm going with that. So,
We're gonna have to tell potential owner or buyer of it that, they have to meet with us, I think, to go over this.
sure, but first things first, if there's a contract in place, we need to know what the hell that contract says.
Yeah.
It may say that we have 6 days.
Well, Doug knows we have an easement on that, though. I think he would say something to a potential buyer that, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and the realtor called me, and so they understand that they have hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
I was trying to look on the recorder's website to see if there was an easement recorded, and I don't see one.
Yeah, I was just going down the road of, do we need to potentially schedule a special meeting is where I'm at. So who's gonna bear the responsibility? Will it be your office to find out what the contract says and if there's an easement, to let us know if we need to get together before 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I guess we'll move on. City properties that did not sell. So I guess we have a list of the ones, these are the ones that did sell, you say? Or
Well,
this is all of them?
Yeah, when I made your copies, yours went in gray, because mine were in yellow.
Oh, okay.
But 112 Wiley, one parcel sold, the other one didn't.
Do you have information? I have some information on these. Did they come, I asked them to come share with you. Did somebody come and speak to you about these?
On which one?
2 of the 3. So is Wiley the one where there were 2?
There were 2
The
parcels.
gentleman who purchased the one didn't realize there were 2. He wants the other one.
Right. So my question, well, let me go down through the other.
Okay.
And then we had 411 Walls. And we had 3929 on High Street. And Norton Way, we're gonna have to pull because we have a main sewer line
Okay.
that runs through there.
The one on Wallace, the person who did come that didn't have the appropriate check wants to, he still is very interested.
Yeah, so my question to you is, what do you want me to put it back out to bid again?
That's the only legal way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, yes, but I'm just asking you if that's what you want, we'll move forward and.
I would say absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're still at 750, correct?
I would do it identical, because you know that 2 of the 3,
Yeah.
the people want them.
Yeah, at this point, we'll mow them a couple more times and then
Yeah,
we can wait till spring again.
well, then it'll be. But those are the only 3 left, so, and we'll pull Norton. Because we have a main that runs through there, so,
And you have contact information you can
yeah.
specifically share with those 2? I mean, I know we're going to publish it and everything, but so that
Yes,
they
they're already
understand
aware
what
of
we're
it.
doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying the one,
The one that's highlighted in gray for you, property number
yeah,
3,
Wiley?
112 Wiley, property number 7, 411 Wallace, and property number 8, 3929 High Street. Those are the 3 that I need to.
Yeah. So 2 of the 3, there are people that want them.
No. Okay,
So,
I guess
move forward on your end, and now we'll get the ball rolling.
you got our answer, I guess.
Do we need additional legislation or authorizing you to?
Mr. Law Director, do we need more legislation, or since they're already on legislation to go out to bid?
We
Do
can
I
just
have
put
to
them
do it
back out
again?
to bid. We'll just republish and then put them back out.
Yeah, we gave them authorization to
Yeah. Okay.
sell those, so just keep selling. Sell, sell, sell. Oh, yes.
So 2 to 3, we're going to be basically disposing of, or somebody already wants it. The third one, what's the price of the third one? If nobody bid on it?
Yeah, no,
So do we need to lower that down?
I would,
Just set it back out again?
yeah, I think we just leave them the price they were at and what they offered me for selling the first time. That way we don't have to change anything.
Right.
Because I really think we'll get rid of the third one too. There were enough people here, I was actually amazed.
Yeah, I heard people say, yeah, I'll buy that one.
Yeah,
Why
so
not buy
I
that?
think as long as we leave everything status quo and go back out to bid again.
What's the, if I may, what's the status on the lots on the, where the water tower was? Did those ever get separated? You know, they were not on this and
Yeah, no, we
they were
haven't done
intended to be.
anything.
What's the timeline on that?
We could-
Is that
Yeah, we
the,
haven't done anything with it yet.
so what has to happen? The Board of Control has to, or which,
No, we would just have a lot split to split those off into parcels that meet our zoning requirements for the R3 district. And then, once those parcels are created, then you would pass legislation to dispose of those parcels through the bid process.
well, the legislation had these in that, is what I'm asking though. That's what held it up for so long.
But the legislation that went out, I don't believe had those lots in. So it would require its own piece of
All right.
legislation. Plus, there's also some utility work that may need to be done, such as removing the former
The
fill
old-
tube to the old tower, removing some of those concrete, and then there may be discussion about having water and sewer taps in there. All that needs to be discussed and worked out prior to.
And that all happens with you guys? All right.
Okay, have we done with that one? I guess now we move on to, I believe that's tax credit. The one I saw before had tax credit. I don't know, must have been a typo. Anyhow, I believe this is coming from our special meeting. So, to be fully transparent, in lack of a better word, yes, we are discussing the tax credit again. So, we had a lot, I'm not trying to stir anything up. I'm just letting everyone know we are discussing it because the mayor, and he had a very valid point that, and everybody knows things costing more. We've had to, almost we gave up a couple vehicles this year, was that what it was? And then we put that money back in to pay for gas, and we did that. That's
Yeah,
kind of
street fund,
basically
yeah.
what we did. We're moving money around to get through this year.
Income tax refund.
Income tax was down, or
The
and
refunds.
The refunds
yeah,
were way up.
refunds, and people working at home had killed us. So we had a special meeting. The minutes will be on documents on demand from the special meeting that we had.
I'm sorry.
The minutes from the special finance meeting.
Yeah.
They'll be on documents on demand, so you can see what we discussed. And is she gonna? That one will probably be. No, that one wasn't on.
That
today.
was, no, but the audio is,
The audio will be on there.
I
but
believe
that was
I'm
not
pretty sure it's all
on the
on.
videotape, wasn't?
Oh, wait, the minutes are not yet because they haven't been approved, but the draft minutes are, so.
Yeah. So anyone out there who wants to see it, if there's even anyone out there listening, but anyhow, just in case. So we talked about, but I think all of us agreed, and you guys stop me if I'm wrong, that just the tax credit alone, we didn't feel was enough. I mean, this is the way I feel, and maybe you guys don't feel that way. I feel we needed to do other things. A former city council president brought up a suggestion of doing a levy, and then it kind of formulated into maybe just a police and fire equipment levy, similar to what we had a fire levy several years ago. I think we still, like you said, we still have a little bit of money in that.
Very little.
Very little, yeah, but, and then of course, the big one is, we could raise city income tax or ask to raise city income tax. That would have to go to a vote, right? I'm assuming. So we have just been throwing around ideas on that, and I just want to be, like I say, transparent and let everyone know that we are looking for ways to increase our revenue, but we may all have to bite the bullet a little bit here. So, like I say, we've talked about annexation, police and fire levy for equipment, which that would keep our cruisers coming through, new cruisers every so many years. And then obviously we talked about reinstating the tax credit for out-of-town workers. We didn't talk about how much, when, how. We could raise city income tax, and then, you know, I just started throwing things out there. I don't know how much the retired tax forgiveness is, if we're missing any of that. And there's several economic development things we can do to bring businesses in. I would like to see attracting the out-of-town workers back to town, because we got, I mean, people in town need people to work here, but more people work out of town, and then they're going to get taxed, and so I don't know. Maybe we'll.
You also, pardon.
Yeah, go right ahead.
That we're going to lose how much revenue from GE closing up.
Yeah, we're going
At
to
the end
do.
of this, end of September. What is it, Jeff? About 300,000.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
figured
about
300,000.
300,000.
We've got to try to make up somewhere, so.
Right, we have to make that up.
Yep.
We have, well, Joyce mentioned a firefighter resigned. Our safety forces are going elsewhere for better pay because we can't give them the pay that they can get if they go to Marion. And that was part of the discussion. Go down to Marion, with what I had heard, I don't know if it's in there. The comment made was they can go to Marion for $20,000 a year more. Well, I don't blame them. You know, a young guy with, you know, family and stuff. I don't blame him, but we have to do better. And so as a council, we have to find this money. So I guess we'll continue to work on that. But I did want to make sure that everyone knew we're working on it, and I guess we'll hear more about it. So I'll drop it at that. Unless you guys have something, I'm always open to you. And like I say, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. And I think we probably have to have a special meeting on that again at some point.
I think that's the best.
So, bulletproof glass and the drywall, we spoke of that. I think we all need it. We just got to figure out where we're going to get the money. And now leasing the cell tower. AT&T. Oh, AT&T wants it instead of Verizon?
So we
or what?
currently, no, it's Verizon.
Oh, okay.
We currently have
That's
a
a
lease
typo.
with Verizon, and so they proposed, and we've been negotiating with them to amend the lease, basically, and Jeff can give you the figures to increase our rent. They would take up a little bit more space, but it's the same terms and conditions of the old lease, other than a significant increase in the amount of rent. But it still continues on the 15% increase every 5 years, and all the other terms and conditions would continue the same. But Jeff did the math for me. Go for it.
Well, right now their offer was 58 cents per linear square foot, or however you want to figure
Yeah.
that out there. And they want an additional 1,000 square feet. So we've been going back and forth for 8 months, I think, and we got them to agree to go to $2,500 per month, which is about 90 cents per linear foot, and it would get renewed in 25 at a 15% increase, and then in 30 it would go up again another 15%. So we actually went from about 58 cents to 90 cents.
Okay.
So almost doubled it, and so we finally got the offer from him, and Brian got the contract from Mr. Kerner. So I think it's a good deal, and they need They want to come about 16 feet to the west on the inside, and they'll just move the fence back and talk to Lieutenant Ward, and he's fine with, that's where we usually, our impound lot, he said that still leaves them plenty of space.
So it's just going to another foot and a half in the inside of the impound lot.
Well, no, it's going 16 feet this way.
Will that infringe on the alley?
No. No, the outside fence stays the same.
That's where I was getting at,
Okay,
yeah.
the inside west fence will just come this way about 16 feet.
So the police department's losing a little bit of impound space? Okay.
Gonna have to have sale twice a year instead of once a year then.
Well, with doing gov deals, we've been getting rid of things.
Well, yeah,
as
that's
they-
good.
We don't get things piled up to have that one-day
Yeah.
auction all the time, so
Okay.
I think they still have plenty of room.
So we have no, I mean, they're not beating the door down for this tower space, huh? People aren't.
Well, I think they are, because I think they want to sublease some of it out.
Oh, so they have it's theirs to lease out.
And if they would ever leave, they take all that with them.
We had discussed, if I could, Dan,
Yeah.
at one point, the possibility that maybe that contract needed to be rebid. Do we not feel that way at this point? Do we feel like this is the best option for right now?
At this point, we've been reaching out, trying to find somebody that might manage the rest of our towers along. But this is the one they actually own. They're just leasing basically the land, because they own all the equipment that's out there. I think where we were at, and what they wanted to give us, and where we ended up, I think $2,500 a month with an increase in a couple of years of another 15%. By 2030, we'll be up to 3406.
Okay.
So,
Every little bit helps.
yeah, that's true.
Do you
Yeah.
need legislation to amend the contract or anything?
Yeah, so we would need an emergency legislation, just for their timeliness, and I think they're subleasing. They've got the September 16th date that they want this all wrapped up by. So emergency contract, or emergency legislation authorizing the service safety director to enter into contract, or enter an amendment with Verizon Cellco doing business as Verizon Wireless.
Go ahead. I'll make said motion as an emergency to allow the safety service director to enter into a amendment of the contract for the specifications that were just mentioned.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, we'll get that out. Get this under wraps. Okay, now we're open projects. Any open projects? No, moving on. Any public participation? Guess not. So we'll go ahead and adjourn at 6:45.
Okay, it is August 25th, 2022, 6:48 PM, and this is the regular Public Lands and Buildings Committee meeting.
Okay, I guess I'm sitting in for Aaron, and we members present, Kevin Myers, myself, and Brenton Potter. And I'm sitting in as chair for Aaron, who is absent. I'm calling it to order at 6:48. Any public participation for public lands and buildings? If there is none, we will go to the approval of minutes for August 4th. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. They are approved. 310 South Sandusky, we just talked about that. I think we're done. Stop me if you guys want to.
We're waiting on information on that one.
Yeah, well, stop me if you want any, if you want to talk about any of this. City properties that did not sell, we covered, I think. Leasing for cell tower, we talked about, and any open projects. No. Okay, so we'll try public participation again. Still none, and we will adjourn at 6:49 p.m.
6:50 PM, and this is the regular plating committee meeting.
Okay, I will call plating to order at 6:50 PM. Kevin Myers, Dan Wireball, Terry Spiegel, and myself, Chair. Any public participation?
This is not public, I mean, just a reminder, I forgot to put I realized too late that the August 1st minutes weren't in there, so I sat them on your desk, so those will need to be approved as well.
So, as you see, we have the written one in front of us. Do I have any questions or corrections? If not, do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, if there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. And you have the August 4th regular plating meeting. You have any questions?
I'll move to approve, given that the audio link will be added.
Okay.
One second.
With that correction, if there's no other discussions or questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Any open projects? You got a list, she's got a list for us and sent out to us, so if you can, look it over. I've been neglecting it myself, so I'm trying to get caught up on it. Other than that, any public participation? None being, I will adjourn plating at 6:52 p.m.
25th, August 25th, 2022, 6:53 p.m. And this is the regular Economic Development Committee meeting.
I'd like to call Economic Development to order at 6:53 p.m. with members present, Steve Young, Mark McKeever, and myself chair, with Aaron Cherokee absent. First thing on the agenda is public participation.
Vicki DeShawn, 1108 Hillcrest Drive, Bucyrus, Ohio. I have previously informed council and committee members that the Ohio Open Meetings Act states that a public body must keep full and accurate minutes of its meetings. The Ohio Supreme Court has held that minutes are inadequate when they contain inaccuracies that are not corrected, and a public body cannot rely on sources other than their approved minutes to argue that their minutes contain a full and accurate record of their proceedings. The above has been my attempt to try and educate council and its committees on the laws. However, they have chosen on numerous occasions to ignore my emails, thereby placing themselves in positions of possibly being sued in the future. On July 20th, I emailed to the clerk and council corrections to be made to the June 23rd Economic Development Committee meeting minutes as confirmed by the meeting's audio recording. The committee chose, however, not to correct its minutes. At the July 21st committee meeting, and in response to my email, Chairperson Potter stated, if somebody wants to micromanage the verbiage, then they should have applied for the position. Since the council clerk is appointed by council, and should I decide to apply for the clerk position, will you be voting yes for my appointment, Mr. Potter?
If you so choose. Anyone else? Moving on to the approval of minutes from the August 4th, 2022 regular Economic Development Committee meeting. Any discussion on that?
No.
If not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Moving on to any open projects that anyone would like to discuss?
Not at this moment.
Other than that, if there's any other public participation, now would be the time. All right, seeing none, we will adjourn economic development at 6:56 p.m.
It is Thursday, August 25th, 2022, 6:57 p.m. And this is the regular Service Committee meeting.
I would like to call the Service Committee meeting to order at 6:57. Members present, Steve Young, Brett Bonner, Aaron Cherokee is absent, and myself as chairman. I'd like to open up with any public participation by anybody. Seeing none, okay, we'll approve the minutes of the August 4th meeting. We need a motion to approve that.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
With the audio link being added to it when it is added.
Correct. Okay.
Okay, we got first by Rick Bonner, second by Steve. discussion on that? Vote usual sign. Aye. Motion carried. Okay. We got some open projects. I'm gonna go over the list of them here real quick that we can close. The first one is, what is from 2012, is to promote SARS tire water and sewage line issue to economic development. That's been done. That's 2012, that's 10 years old, so we can take that off the list. That's done. Landfill rates, those are gonna hear from the county, blah, 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 all that stuff. That was from 2015, so we've already done that. Commercial water meters, we've already looked at that, so that's gotta be taken off. So that's another one that's done, off the list. Solid waste rates from 2017. Well, that's passed, we've already done that. The next one is the water line expansion outside the city. There's some issues on that one we're gonna look over. I'm gonna look at the service director to see which ones we can close on those. Raw water line is from 2019. That's the line coming into the SARS. They were going to put down along the river, but they decided not to. They decided to put it on 98. That's done, so we can close that one. No, that's wrong. That was finished water. The raw water one is done, but it was not what I said it was. Not the line coming 98, it's something else. So it's already done. Next one is the UV system for the wastewater plant was referred by the service director in 2019. That's done, so I can take it off. Water sewage insurance program referred to by the mayor in 2019, so that can be taken off also. And there's other ones that we can take off at a later date. So that's what I've got on those. Any questions on those from anybody? Okay. Any more public participation for our service committee? Seeing none, we'll adjourn at 7 o'clock.
It's August 25th, 2022, 7:02 p.m. And this is the special ad hoc committee. How do I say this? For hiring a clerk? Okay.
We don't really have a leader yet, so I think we need to pick a
You
leader.
called it, so you.
Yeah, so I would,
So you could be the leader.
I'd like to make a motion to make Mr. McKeever the committee chair, since he is the most senior council member seated.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Well, you go on, you're control.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. McKeever, the floor is yours.
Okay, I will, I'd like to appoint you as the alternate in case I'm not here.
Sure, thanks.
So you'll be second in charge.
If I may, I was gonna just say, I think our number one goal is, that we know that we need to have the job posting put up. We need to decide the length of time that we're gonna allow. And then we need to set another meeting to review any resumes that we get. I think that's really it for right now.
Okay.
I'd like to see it be a relatively short time,
Do we need to ask for public participation before we discuss?
Oh, that, I
Oh, yeah, we
would,
probably
I would
do.
just gonna.
Sorry.
But that's all right. Any public participation?
50 Deshawn, 11 Hillcrest Drive. This, we have a notice for a special ad hoc committee meeting, and all council members are on this special ad hoc committee meeting. So the question I have is, according to the Ohio Open Meetings Act, it says the requirement that a gathering of a majority of the members of a public body constitutes a meeting applies to the public body as a whole, and also to the separate memberships of all committees and subcommittees of that body. For instance, if a council is comprised of 7 members, 4 constitute a majority in determining whether the council as a whole is conducting a meeting. So I'm questioning if you're, in addition to having a special ad hoc committee meeting, if you're also not having a special council meeting, because you have at least 4 of your council members, and that constitutes council as a whole is conducting the meeting. Remember, this was brought up, I think, back in September, October last year by former councilperson Doug Vogt, when he was concerned that we were having our joint regular committee meetings. Because everyone was all sitting up here together, there was the concern that that could be construed as also a council meeting. So it was decided at that time that we would no longer have joint regular meetings. We would just have regular committee meetings, and only the committee members would be sitting up here and be joining or having the discussion. Now, even though that was decided, and that's what's been followed, that was never changed in our either 111 or 113, I'm not sure which one that falls in.
We just did it, but it wasn't written down to do it.
Right, exactly. So I guess that's, I mean, I'm,
We'll refer this.
Yeah, I mean, so all of you gathering would constitute a council. I'm trying to think.
okay, I'm having just a little difficulty hearing.
All of them gathering would constitute council as a whole gathering.
Mhm.
But I do recall you saying before that the committee could be any size we want for an ad hoc.
As long as your notice is proper.
So you're saying this notice wasn't proper given the size of this committee?
I'm not sure, I don't know what the notice says.
Says a special ad hoc committee meeting.
Yeah, it just says there will be a special ad hoc committee meeting.
Right, so you should probably, yeah, you would have to call it a special meeting of council.
So do we
And
shut
ad
up
hoc.
and get up and walk out right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
7:11.